that if there's nothing else that I know to be true, the one thing that I know to be true is that the opportunities that we fear the most are the opportunities that I know we have to take.
On tour with the Slap Bros. Magic.
Welcome back, y'all. It's your sis, Moo Magic. I'm a hip-hop artist, educator, intuitive, aka the hip-hop witch. And it's a pleasure to have y'all back here at my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and leave a comment if this video resonates with you. On my channel, I make YouTube videos based on my personal experiences, video requests that I get from all you beautiful people, and I also do tarot readings. I'm also an artist, so you can find all my music streaming on all platforms and check out all my music videos back at my main page. Now, if you happen to stumble across this video, I definitely believe it's for a divine purpose. I'm going to be going over today 4 ways to overcome fear, things that have helped me in my life. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing my own personal fears as requested with all of you. So make sure that you stay tuned and get all the juicy details. Let me start by saying this. I don't think that I'm an expert in overcoming all of my fears. You know, there are definitely still things that, you know, I get afraid of. I have been described as a fearless person. Low-key, I kind of get off, not gonna lie, on things that... you know, things that freak me out. Like, I love new challenges. I have an Aries in my Venus. If y'all are into astrology, my Aries is in Venus. My Venus is in Aries.
What else is in
Aries. My sun sign is a cusp, so I'm actually 0 degrees on Aries. So I'm a Pisces Aries cusp. And I just got hella fire energy and water energy up in my chart. So I tend to love to do things that are adventurous and new experiences ever since I was really small. Hence why I love performing. I just love being in the fire. But these tips that I'm going to be going over today hopefully can help anybody who might be struggling to overcome some of their fears. Disclaimer, I do think there are certain rational fears, certain things that you know that you shouldn't do that will cause you to get hurt. So for example, not having brakes on your bike. Rationally, you should have some brakes on your bike. So this is for overcoming fears that are kind of irrational and even somewhat rational, like skydiving is very terrifying and there are things that could go wrong. But, you know, traditionally it's pretty safe and something that you should be able to do. So definitely use that discernment when I'm talking about overcoming your fear. One of my lifelong philosophies I've had in life, that if there's nothing else that I know to be true, the one thing that I know to be true is that the opportunities that we fear the most are the opportunities that I know we have to take. Now, what do I mean by that? I've been skydiving, I've backpacked in Patagonia through the mountains of Argentina. Shout out to the homie at the Lost Coast and his fiance who I went with during that trip. We had a ton of fun. I've been in the mountains of Buscan Kalinga where I got tattooed by Apo Wang Ode, who's known as the oldest tattoo artist. And basically, I wouldn't have gotten to have these experiences had I been afraid and listened to my fear. Our fear, I feel, oftentimes points us to where we can experience the most growth in life and really become the best version of ourselves. All right. Let's start with number 1. Number 1, just do it. Looks kind of like the Nike symbol. All right, so this is not a Nike commercial. I'm not sponsoring Nike, although if Nike wants to sponsor your girl one time, I would not be mad about that. I am a Nike girl. You know, I think Nikes look great on me. Anyway, just do it. As corny as that sounds, just do it. The more that you do something, the more that you get used to it, the more that you're able to overcome and conquer your fears. So for example, if you're afraid of public speaking, which is actually the #1 fear in the United States, Yep. And if you're afraid of public speaking, the more that you publicly speak, the easier it will get for you. Although I still get butterflies every single time I perform. I've been in the mountains of Buscan Kalinga. Shout out to my girl Stephanie who came with me. I vividly remember me and Stephanie looking at each other when the university told us that it was extremely dangerous for us to go to these mountains and that we would get chased out by knives. And we actually had to sign a waiver with the university that they advised us not to go. And me and Stephanie looked at each other and were like, are we gonna do this? You know we could die, right? And we're like, YOLO. And we did it. And let me tell you, it was the best, one of the best trips that I've ever had. This village actually is home to Apo Wing Ode, who is one of the oldest tattoo artists alive and does traditional Mama Baktuk tattoos. My apologies if I butchered that. I hope that I said that correctly. They're traditional Filipino tattoos that I use a stick and a needle from a like a grapefruit type of fruit, and they go like this, and it makes a tattoo on you. And it was one of the best experiences. I was 11 people deep in a van. Me and Stephanie were the only non-Filipino people in this van. It was an 11-hour drive, 9-hour drive one way. And we had the best time of our life, just making jokes with everybody. But I wouldn't have had that experience had I been afraid and taken what I was being told by the university and not gone. Number 2, mind over matter. That's right. When I was backpacking in Patagonia in Argentina, there were a lot of times that I really felt like I couldn't do it. It was the longest I had ever hiked. I mean, we hiked all day long into the mountains, and then we camped there, and it was snowing. Oh, we stuck in our tents, yo. It's cold as shit. When we woke up, our tents literally had a layer of snow on it. It was cold, it was wet, it started raining on us. How does the song go, Felipe?
This rain sucks. They come all away.
We couldn't find our campgrounds the first night we were there. And mind over matter, that whole idea of just keep thinking mind over matter came through for me and was something that I had to keep telling myself. And it's one of the reasons why I have this tattoo on me, is that I really believe that the power of our minds can overcome anything in our physical bodies and our physical life.
Yeah, buddy! We did it 2 fucking hours in the snow!
Number 3, be kind and compassionate to yourself as you're working to overcome your fears. Now, this one might get overlooked because a lot of people, I'm sure, just want to overcome their fears and just be great, you know, but you are great. And what I mean by this is that sometimes our intuition, our gut feeling is telling us something deeper. We might be afraid of something because it might actually not be the right thing for us. And of course, you need to feel that out and really understand, is that fear that's talking to you, or is that actually your intuition? It's really easy these days with social media to just feel like everybody's doing these great, awesome, adventurous things and that you're just a boring person. I feel like that's an accurate portrayal of how people are actually living their lives, and is not something that you should compare yourself to. What might be scary for you might not be scary for another person, and vice versa, right? You might have a big phobia of the dark, and someone else might have a big phobia of heights, right? You can't compare your fears to another person. Something that might be really easy for you might be really hard for them. And I think it's important to honor the things that you feel like you're fearful of and not compare them to the things that other people are doing. And be proud of yourself for the little things that you accomplish. Be proud of yourself for the little ways that you overcome your fears every single day. And you don't always have to push yourself. I think what's important more than anything is to love yourself the way that you are and accept yourself just the way you are. And of course, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't challenge yourself to overcome your fears and shouldn't continue working on yourself, but everything in balance. You know what I mean? All right, number 4, life is short. So lastly, YOLO.
YOLO.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously though, because the one condition of all of us being in this human experience is that every single one of us has an expiration date. And we may not know when that is, but all of us are going to transition into this next phase of life that does not exist in this physical body. So when you get to the end of your life, if you're lucky enough to get to the end of your life, not all of us get that opportunity. Do you want to look back and sit there with regret? Do you want to look back and sit there and wish that you would have done things when you were younger and had more mobility in your body, more strength in your mind? Or do you want to look back and say, wow, I'm really glad that all of those times that I was afraid to do something, that I did it and that I overcame it and that I accomplished the things that I came and decided that I wanted to do? At the end of the day, how do you want to live your life? If we all know that one day we're not going to be here, then why be afraid of anything. Woo! You did it. You made it to the end of the video. So I am going to share my own personal fears. I did really have to narrow down my experiences that I've had to use as examples, but I have traveled quite a lot. I've gone horseback riding in Cuba. I got lost in Shanghai, and it was terrible. Shanghai, not many people speak English, and I was super lost and actually missed my flight in a layover where I went to go explore the city. And I've even interned in Washington, D.C. in the United States Congress when I was in college. So if you'd like to hear more about these experiences, make sure you drop a comment below and let me know what kind of content you want to see next. But without further ado, we're going to dive into my personal fears. My personal fears. So my personal fears are like cockroaches. I don't know why I have a big phobia of cockroaches. Oh my God. See, as I started talking about it, I swear there was a cockroach on me, which there wasn't, but I just started thinking about them and I could just feel them on me. I don't know. I have a really big phobia of them. I think they're just freaking gross. A lot of my other fears have to do with really just getting to the end of my life and feeling like I didn't personally accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish, or just feeling like I didn't leave any kind of legacy behind or help people in my life or really make an impact. And I think that's why I put myself out there so much in my music and my art and here on this channel, and as an educator, and why I love teaching and why I love being able to work with the youth. I don't think there's anything worse than getting to the end of your life and realizing that you missed out on all these great opportunities to be able to experience life fully. Now, I used to actually be afraid of a lot more things. I used to have fears of performing. Like I said, I still get butterflies every time I perform. But as I've performed, I've been performing professionally now for 5 years. I definitely feel so much more confident. Like I said, just do it, right? So I feel so much more confident in almost any arena that I'm in and get excited when new challenges and new arenas present themselves to me. Look forward to being able to accomplish and overcome those challenges. I still get afraid, at certain times in my life that I'm not following the right path or not making the right decisions or not able to listen to my intuition clearly enough. A lot of the things that I do in my daily life, like being able to set up a strict discipline of meditating and working on praying and connecting to spirit and working out or reading or just things that are personally good for me overall on my mental and physical health, and making sure that I come back to those things when I fall out of routine really helped me to overcome those mental fears. And honestly, a lot of the reason why I wanted to create more content here on my YouTube channel is partly wanting to overcome some of my fears. So you all get to be part of that journey, and I'm just really thankful for you all experiencing that with me. All right, y'all, that's the end of the video. I hope these 4 things helped you to overcome your fears. If you want to share some of your fears or share how you overcome your fears, if you think there's something that I missed, go ahead and share below. I hope that this can be a community where we're able to help one another on our journeys in life. And until next time, peace.